Hello YouTube, Wes here, and today we're going to do my vinyl finds for the month of March 2022. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day, a great night, whenever it is you're watching this. March, as I said last month, March turned out to be a pretty big month for me vinyl-wise. So I'm not going to be sharing any CDs in this update, but I think I probably am going to do a CD share video separate, just share those as a separate video on their own, so that'll come in a week or two. I'll just do a kind of a flip through of what I found this month as far as CDs go, because as I said, pretty monstrous pile of vinyl here this month. So it's going to take us a little while to get through this. So grab a beverage, sit back and relax, and enjoy the show. So the first thing, we'll start out with some new releases here. This first one, I showed the autobiography of this guy last month, I believe, was it last month? Yeah, it was last month. This is the latest album by the hip-hop artist Logic, and this is his album Bobby Tarantino 3. Just the latest one. It's more of it's a very short album, I'll say that. It's kind of like an EP, but it's a very short album. But yeah, just some great sort of modern kind of indie kind of hip-hop stuff. Although I believe he just goes by Bobby Digital on here or something. Not sure exactly. But yeah, picked this one up. Did come with an insert with some liner notes on it. And this is pressed on black vinyl. Great lyrics, a nice enjoyable album, good hip hop album to just vibe to, and yeah, really enjoying this dude, and that was my first pickup for March. First one I have to share with you. Okay, this next one was a new release. I happened to be watching Amoeba Records' What's in My Bag video. This guy did a What's in My Bag video, and it just happened to coincide with the release date of his new album. That's Dashboard Confessional, The Truth That I Can Tell, or All the Truth That I Can Tell, released this month. I hadn't really listened to Dashboard Confessional before. Very much sort of a poppy kind of singer-songwriter-y kind of thing. Definitely dig it. It's enjoyable. It's kind of upbeat and enjoyable to listen to. And been getting into this. And I saw the What's in My Bag from Amoeba Records, and then we were in the store, and there was the new album that had just come out. So I went ahead and picked it up, and thought that was I just thought it would be interesting to sort of pick it up and check it out, since I did enjoy some of his picks. And I thought, well, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and check out the album and see what that's all about. This is I believe it's a Walmart exclusive that I picked up here. Came with a bonus flexi disc of Burning Heat, or Burning Heart is the name of the track that's on the flexi disc. And this is kind of a thicker than normal flexi disc, so it actually sounds pretty good. So that was nice. And then the LP itself, the insert has lyrics on it, liner notes, and it is pressed on pink vinyl. Very bright pink vinyl there. So the new one from Dashboard Confessional, All the Truth I Can Tell. Been enjoying listening to this, enjoying getting into listening to Chris, I think is his name. Kind of, as I said, modern poppy singer-songwriter-y kind of stuff. Good stuff. All right, next thing, another new release for the month of March. This one was kind of a surprise for me. I did not know this was coming. I did not know this group was working on a new album. Classic 80s group, Tears for Fears, and this is their new one, The Tipping Point. I really loved it. This was really good. I was kind of, I don't know what this is going to be like. They haven't put out an album in a long time. What's this going to be? really great, killer songwriting on this. The songs are just incredibly written. Very, very good. You know, they still got as far as songwriting goes. The music itself is great. The vocals, you know, are a little, they're maybe not up to the quality they once were. Their voices have changed, but it's the song, as I said, the songs themselves are just really excellent, very catchy, very great. It kind of has a bit of Tears for Fears nostalgia to it, but yet it's completely new, completely different, and just, yeah, very good. So I was very pleased once I got this out and spun it, and I've been spinning this multiple times in the past month. Really enjoying listening to this one, the new one from Tears for Fears, The Tipping Point. There's the cool gatefold on this one. And this is the Target exclusive pressing, which also came with a 7-inch. Came with a 7-inch of its own here. I'll share that with you. And I believe this is typically Target CDs have bonus tracks on them, so I think these tracks are the same bonus tracks you'll get on the Target CD. The side A is Let It All Evolve, and side B has Shame, Cry, Heaven. But yeah, just black vinyl 7-inch. But yeah, nice bonus thing, and I think that's cool that they're doing that with vinyl now, where the Target exclusives, or they're making a Target exclusive that has the bonus tracks on vinyl as well. So that's pretty awesome. And then the inner sleeve and the record here, nice photo of the group there, and then on the back you get some lyrics, and then this is pressed on a beautiful baby blue vinyl. Really nice. And it sounds really good, and as I said, I love the songwriting on this. This may end up being one of my favorite albums of the year. Really well done. I wasn't sure what I was going to get when I was buying a Tears for Fears album in 2022, but this is a good one. So definitely, if you haven't checked this out yet, I highly recommend checking the new one out from Tears for Fears if you're a fan. Really good stuff. Okay, this next one I picked up down at Vinyl Oasis. They had a soft opening of the new store in March. Took them a little longer than they expected to get the new store open, but it's open now. It looks great. It looks awesome. I'm sorry I did not take any photos or video while I was there. Check out their Facebook page. I'll try to put a link to it down in the show notes below. Awesome looking store. Great space. They're working on building it out some more, and yeah, it was fun to go down there and hang out on their opening day and say hi. So I did pick up one new piece of vinyl and a couple used things. The first thing I picked up, this is new or newish, The Tree of Forgiveness by John Prine, released in 2018 was when this was released. So getting near the end. I don't know if this was his last release. But yeah, some more recent stuff from John Prine. I've been trying to catch up on John Prine, picking up things here and there. I'm finding the more I listen, the more I love his stuff. Just great, great folk music with an edge to it that's just perfect. And as I said, I've been just digging John Prine more and more, especially in the world we live in now, where just craziness seems to happen left and right. It's just a little bit of edginess in the music seems to help, and yeah, I've really been digging this. So there's the gatefold on this one. And it does have a lyric sheet with some photos on it, which is nice. And then this is on black vinyl with this Oh Boy Records label there. Kind of a cute, cool, vintagey looking label. And yeah, I haven't heard anything I didn't like from John Prine yet. Maybe there's something out there, but so far everything I've heard I've really liked, and I like this one a lot. So yeah, John Prine's The Tree of Forgiveness, my one new pickup from Vinyl Oasis in Ocala. I'll share with you the used stuff a little bit later in the video that I picked up, because I did have some really cool finds while I was there in the used section. So stay tuned for that. All right, and the last of the new pickups that I have for the month. This was a recommendation from Paul Baraka P. Dub a couple years back, I think. He had this as one of his albums of the year, I think, that he does. It was a really interesting group. I put it on my wish list at the time when he mentioned it. Back when he mentioned it in his video, it was already getting difficult to get. I had it on my wish list and just sort of went out of print, and then I discovered that it came back into print. This is the artist Earth Eater with Phoenix, Flames Are Due Upon My Skin. So very much kind of what it looks like here, very industrial kind of electronic music. Really good stuff, kind of right up my alley with the electronics and the industrial kind of sound, and kind of a bit aggressive, but kind of almost abrasive at times. Yeah, just really awesome stuff. Been spinning that, and I'm glad I finally have a physical copy of this to listen to. Here is the inner sleeve, just the song titles on it. And then unfortunately this repress is on, well, on black vinyl, which is fine. The original was on a cool orange sort of swirl vinyl that matched the album artwork very nicely. But yeah, I bought it for the music, and I enjoy the music, so glad to finally have this in the collection. Earth Eater, Phoenix, Flames Are Due Upon My Skin. That one's a mouthful. Okay, then the rest of the things I have to share with you are all the used pickups I have for the month. These first ones here on top are from the Mount Dora flea market. Went to a powwow down there, as we had in the past, and for the past couple years we haven't been, but we went this year once again. There's a good record store there at the Mount Dora flea market. I'm blanking on the name. Village Vinyl, I think it's called. I'll try to put a link to their Facebook page down in the show notes if I think about it, in case you want to go visit. But it's at the Mount Dora flea market. Just look for the record store there. But first thing we got here is Johannes Schmoling with Woven Ret, one of the members of Tangerine Dream. So this is from 80, when is this from? 82? 87 is the year on this one. So kind of getting into that new agey electronica album. It's definitely more mellow, but kind of spacey. But it's very good, It's not too new agey. It hits just the right spot. If you're kind of into, synth wave kind of stuff that's popular now, you'll probably enjoy this. Very, very enjoyable, soothing kind of electronic music that can be kind of like a background kind of chill kind of vibe. Definitely dug was glad to pick this one up. And that's on the Lifestyle label. All right, the next thing I picked up there at the Mount Dora flea market is also an album from 1987. This is a live album by The Fix titled React from 1987. As I said, they do some of their big hits like Stand or Fall, Saved by Zero, One Thing Leads to Another. A really good live album. I definitely dug this. There are some studio tracks mixed in here as well. I think most of the first side are studio recordings, but the rest of it's live. It's a good mix. It's a decent thing to listen to. This is probably not the place to start with The Fix, but if you're a Fix fan, I definitely recommend picking this up if you can. It's definitely good to hear. Definitely gets that live energy, captures the live energy of what they were like live pretty well, I think. Been digging, spinning that one. I was glad to have found that. It's on the Rainbow MCA label. All right, and these next few are from the I think they're $2 bins or 3 for $5 bins. The guy there at Village Vinyl is really nice anyway. If you buy a couple records, he's going to give you a discount as well, so you don't pay full price for anything there really. But these were just some cheap pickups. The first one I got here is Jermaine Jackson. My name is Jermaine. Kind of a blind buy for me. I thought the album cover was cool. Unfortunately, the album itself, I found it a bit too soft for my liking. I was hoping it would be a little bit more funky than it is, but it's just kind of a very light funk. Yeah, I mean, cool artwork. Unfortunately, the music just doesn't live up to it for me, but it was a fun one to pick up and spin and check out. All right, next one was a blind buy from 1984. This is the group The System, which I'm familiar with the group The System, but I hadn't heard this album from them. This is their album title, Experiment. This is their second album. Very much an electro-funk kind of album. Really, really good stuff. If you like electro kind of funky kind of stuff, really, really enjoyable album. I like this quite a bit, so I was glad I did a blind buy on this one. So definitely recommend checking that one out if you can find it. All right, and then the last one from the Mount Dora flea market, we got the solo debut album by Jane Wiedlin of the Go-Go's from 1985, I believe. This might have been her only... No, I don't think this is her only solo album, but debut solo album. Kind of in that vein, along with like a Cyndi Lauper kind of feel, I guess. Very unique, distinct kind of shrill kind of voice, but good. Really excellent songwriting, really great songs on here. If you can get past the voice, this is a really good record. I was really glad I picked this one up as well. Another kind of a blind buy for me. But yeah, definitely recommend checking this one out on the IRS label. So that's another thing. It's on IRS. I'm going to give it a try. Generally, you can't go wrong with IRS stuff. But yeah, really good stuff. So check that one out if you can. All right, these next few come from the Ocala Humane Society. This first one is a K-Tel release, but it's a really weird K-Tel release that I didn't know existed. And I believe it's a UK K-Tel release or an Irish K-Tel release. Yeah, really weird. Clannad, the collection, so kind of like a greatest hits of Clannad on the K-Tel Records label. Really weird. But yeah, I couldn't leave that behind, and a thrift store kind of fine. There it is on the K-Tel label. Came with the lyric sheet as well. Next up, classic piece of hip hop here. We got UTFO with the 12-inch single to Roxanne Roxanne and Hanging Out. So Roxanne Roxanne was a big hit for them. So it was cool to find the 12-inch of this still in shrink, nice condition. Next up, we got the smooth jazz funk classic here. Smooth jazz funk classic artist anyway. Herbie Mann with Yellow Fever. 1979 is the year on this one. So very disco-y, very much Herbie Mann if you're familiar with his work from this period. Just funky, disco-y jazz. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's Herbie Mann. If you've heard it, you know it. Let's pick that one up. Next one was just an oddball modern release. I think this was, it's from 2004. This is Detrola Presents the Original Artists of Rock and Roll. So it's got Bill Haley and the Comets, the Big Bopper, James Brown, the Contours, the Surfaris, Mamas and Papas, Righteous Brothers, and Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. And it's a Kmart special products kind of thing. So, Kmart, I think they're down to 2 stores left, which I didn't even realize there were any Kmarts still open because ours closed so long ago. But yeah, Kmart special products, and just a weird release. I couldn't leave it behind, had to pick it up. Probably they Kmart in the early 2000s got into selling those cheap sort of vintage looking record players, and they had to have records to go along with them, I guess, and they decided to put this out. So kind of a fun little unique little piece, a collector's kind of piece thing. Not, you know, it's got good songs on here: Rock Around the Clock, Chantilly Lace, I Got You, Wipeout, California Dreamin', You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin', Wooly Bully, you know, the classic 50s early rock and roll kind of stuff. But yeah, that was a funny thing. Just I couldn't leave it behind. All right, next up is one I don't have much to say about it. I have not spun this yet, but this is Bill Harris. Great guitar sounds of Bill Harris. I believe he's a jazz guitarist on Mercury Wing Records. Not in the best shape as far as the sleeve goes, but I thought I wanted to check it out. These are, as I said, these are from the Humane Society in Ocala, and they have a thing where the records are $1.25 a piece, but if you buy 3, you get 3 free, so you kind of want to get them in. If you're going to buy any, it's best to buy 6 at a time. It just works out better that way for you. You know, otherwise you're going to pay $1.25, and this way they're only 67 cents a piece or whatever. Which if it's something really good, $1.25 is not so bad, but you know, typical thrift store kind of stuff. The less you can spend, the better. This next one, pretty cool find. MFSB with Love Is the Message. Killer cover on this one. Here's the back cover. Let's see, the label is on this one. Yeah, this is on the Philadelphia International label. Next up, kind of a fun one. I used to have some of these in the past, and I got rid of them or lost them somewhere along the way. But this is Ambience 1 on the Audio Fidelity label, an adventure in environmental sound. And this is side 1, Serenity, the Silent Surf, and side 2, Colloquy, Unruffled Feathers. So this is just very, you know, beach sounds and forest sounds kind of thing. You know, birds chirping kind of stuff. Just environmental kind of sound recordings. Just something fun to put on and enjoy. Yeah. Kind of always on the lookout for the sort of switched on Bach and related items or offshoots of those kind of things. And it's weird how many things there were that sort of tried to capture what Switched on Bach was doing, or at least take advantage of it a bit. And this was a new one I found that I hadn't seen before. So this is Switched on Bacharach. So electronic versions of Burt Bacharach songs. So you got The Look of Love, Alfie, Walk On By, Do You Know the Way to San Jose, What the World Needs Now Is Love, What's New, Pussycat. Yeah. So electronic versions, Burt Bacharach songs. Absolutely gonna pick that up if I see it. And not only that, but I also found more Switched on Bacharach. So they didn't make one, they made at least 2 Switched on Bacharach albums. And this one has Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Close to You. Let's see, Always Something There to Remind Me. What else is on here that rings a bell to me? Promises, Promises. Yeah, just I was so glad I found these. This was definitely worth the trip in itself just to find these. I'm always on the lookout for weird stuff like this and electronic stuff, and that sort of fits all those kind of bills for me. So glad to have picked these 2 up. All right, this next one is a lounge classic, and I couldn't resist picking it up. Martin Denny's Exotic Percussion on the Liberty Records label. Just great lounge music there. Enjoyable listen. And the next thing I have here, Love Poems of John Donne, read by Richard Burton. You have to pick up the pace here. The video is getting a little long and still got quite a few records to show. And okay, the last one from the Humane Society. This is the one sort of rock and roll thing I picked up while I was there. Vanilla Fudge, self-titled. I do already have a copy of this, but this is a nice copy, a nice stereo copy of it. So I thought I'd go ahead and grab it while I was there. Yeah, good stuff from Vanilla Fudge on that lovely Atco label. Great Atco label. Okay, so now we are up to the things I picked up at Vinyl Oasis from the used bins there. I got a couple of higher priced used things there that I was really glad to find. Some really cool stuff. This first one, these first two are by the same group, but this is Marillion with Reel to Reel. This is the live album of theirs from Montreal, Canada, and Montfort Hall, England, from 1984. But yeah, the great prog group Marillion, live album from them. Not sure that this is going to be that good. I have not had the chance to listen to it yet, but thought I'd like to hear it at least once on vinyl. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It was not expensive, so glad to have found that one. And then the other one I found from Marillion, I was really glad to find this one. This is one of the ones I've been kind of on the lookout for because I hear great things about it. And yeah, really good, from 1983, Script for a Jester's Tear. Yeah, classic one from Marillion. Hear a lot of great things about this one. So yeah, that was a great find. I was glad to have found this one while I was there at Vinyl Oasis, on the Capital Rainbow label. Then picked up a couple things in their budget section. They didn't really have the budget section fully set up yet, but they had a few things there just for opening day. This first one is another album. I think we started off with the Fix, or pretty early on in this video. We did some a Fix record, and this is their album from 1982, Shuttered Room. I think this may be their first or second album. This one has Stand or Fall on it, Red Skies as well. I really enjoyed this album. Just excellent album by The Fix. Really dug it. So definitely pick this one up if you can. I think Reach the Beach and this one are probably good places to start. This one may be a little more edgy, a little more new wave-ish, I guess. On the Rainbow MCA label. And the other budget record I picked up there at Vinyl Oasis is Joan Baez, Recently, from 1987. Yeah, this is mostly Joan Baez doing cover songs, which is kind of weird, kind of different. She does a cover of Biko, cover of Do Right Woman, Do Right Man, a cover of Brothers in Arms. An odd mix of covers, but done in her own way and very unique. And it was cool to find this. This is on the Gold Castle record label. Don't know much about that record label, but all right. These next few records I have to share with you are from the Repurposed Project thrift store here in town. This first one was a really cool find. They had this marked at $3. It was one of their higher priced records, but I absolutely wanted to have this as soon as I saw it. This is Tom Dolby with music from the film Gothic. So I have not heard of this movie before. It looks like a horror film, and this is definitely absolutely horror music. So think of Tom Dolby doing a horror soundtrack, and it sounds like kind of what you would think it sounds like. It's very much along the lines of a horror soundtrack. It definitely has that sort of Tom Dolby kind of feel to it. It just works, and yeah, it was fun to spin this, fun to listen to it, and I was really glad to have found that one. So definitely a lesser known Tom Dolby release, and I was glad to find that and been enjoying listening to it. And this next one was also there, kind of a newer piece of vinyl as well, at least in the last 15 years or so. This artist was a blind buy for me. It's listed as industrial. I don't really find it to be that industrial sounding to me. I kind of was disappointed in this one. But, you know, it is something I picked up, so I'm going to share it with you. Hanan Elias with Future Noir. Yeah, cool cover art. I do like the cover art. I like the way it looked. I saw that, it was listed as industrial music, and I thought, yeah, we'll give this a shot. This ought to be pretty cool. Kind of a letdown for me. Didn't really dig it very much. And unfortunately, it's not worth very much either. I did look it up. So apparently other people don't think it's very good either. And it did come with an insert. And there's the vinyl on that. Cool custom labels on it anyway. Yeah, this just looks great, but it just doesn't. The songs just don't match the looks, unfortunately, on that one. All right, and the last thing I picked up there at the Repurposed project was a 12-inch single to BT's Blue Skies featuring Tori Amos. Yeah, just great. I don't know what BT would be, house or techno. Just good electronic music. This was from it doesn't have a year on it. 1996 is the year on this one. Yeah, just a good track. Nice mixes on here. Paul Van Dyke mix and Rabbit in the Moon mix as well. I normally don't pick up 12 inches, but occasionally I will pick up something like this, and I did enjoy listening to this. So I'm probably going to hold on to this one because I do like it. So that was it for a Repurposed project. The last three I have here are from Goodwill. Surprisingly, yeah, the only 3 records I bought at Goodwill in the entire month. Goodwill has not been good for vinyl lately. I don't know. We'll see. It may come back. It usually does come back. We seem to have these really big lulls in the past, 5 or 10 years, where just nothing at all comes in, and then all of a sudden there's something great. So that's what keeps me going back. But I did have one day where I found a couple of cool things. This first thing is probably the most interesting thing I found, and I absolutely had to have this. This is the soundtrack to Big Top Pee-wee. I was like, what the hell is this doing at Goodwill? And I was hoping I was going to find some more really cool stuff like it, but for some reason, nothing else seemed to fit with this. I don't know why this was here by itself at a Goodwill, but it was. But yeah, the soundtrack to Big Top Pee-wee, some good music on here, and then it's mixed in with some scene clips from the movie. It does have a printed inner sleeve. There's also supposed to be postcards, but unfortunately those were not included in this. But yeah, that was definitely a cool find. Next up is the Maxell Jazz Sampler. See these Maxell samplers from time to time. I think I have a rock and roll one, and there's a classical one. Just stuff they did to show off some of their recordings, I guess. So I went ahead and grabbed this one. This one has a couple of different interesting artists on here. You got Chick Corea, Dizzy Gillespie, Henry Mancini, Oscar Peterson, Louis Bellson, Paul Desmond, Woody Herman, a bunch of different jazz artists. So that was a cool one to find. And then this next one had an interesting cover. It caught my eye. I thought, yeah, I'm going to check that out. Turns out it's a punk record on Fat Records, and this is Jason Guy Smiley with the Blue Eagle. Yeah, just not really my thing, and another one that doesn't sell for very much. So apparently I'm not the only one who doesn't like this, but I did like the album cover is awesome. I thought, yeah, this could be cool. I don't know, it could be like a singer-songwriter kind of thing or something. I couldn't really tell from the back there. I should have known it was on Fat Records, but whenever you see modern vinyl in Goodwill or a thrift store anywhere, it's always kind of an odd experience. But yeah, this does have an insert, and it is on nice sort of swirly kind of blue vinyl. Yeah, sort of blue and brown, I guess. Kind of an odd mix there, but it fits fits the artwork pretty well. So yeah, that's going to do it for the month of March. Those are my finds vinyl-wise. As I said, I'll try to do a CD flip video to share with you the CDs I found in case you're interested in seeing those. I did get a pretty good response from showing CDs last month, so I think there are people out there that want to see the CDs I found. So yeah, that's going to do it for March. Working our way through April here. I've got a couple things I've found already and hope to pick up a few more things before the end of the month. We have the library sale coming up in a couple weeks. Record store day is coming up in a couple weeks. Those two are both on the same day. And then a week after that, I believe the last weekend of the month is there's going to be a record show here in Gainesville. And then the day after, there's going to be a record show in Jacksonville, which I'm probably not going to, but I probably will go to the record show here in Gainesville, because if there's a record show in your town, how can you not go? So anyway, that's going to do it. I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some comments down below if you have any. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you aren't already so you can be kept up to date with future episodes. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, great night. Enjoy some great music, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.